Hello YouTube and hello Ninth Age community. This is Charles with Evershit Gaming and I've got another Ninth Age battle report.
Let's go.
So playing my good friend Maxwell.
How's it going, guys?
And again playing against his Infernal Dwarves, and this is the Dread Fleet supplement book. So I'm gonna go over my army list right now and talk a little bit about it, and then we'll get back into the game. All right, this is the Dread Elf auxiliary book list I'm playing, the Dread Fleet book. I've got mostly Dread Elf miniatures here. I do have one proxy, this big giant. He's going to be what's called an Avatar Harang, which is a pretty cool monster. Got my Miss Leviathan. I've got a Warlock Freebooter on an Oceanic Terror. I've got 2 units of these Dread Mariners, kind of like Judicators, but a little bit, they don't hit quite as hard, but they have a little bit more movement mechanics. I've got some Salt Veterans. These are my Sea Dogs. I gotta finish gluing the rest of them. I've got 25 Corsair Boarders with my Dread Prince, or Dread Captain, who's an Obsidian Admiral. I've got another Dread Captain, that might be BSB. I've got 2 units of Corsair Raiders, kind of proxying my auxiliaries as them. 3 Dreadfleet Pegasus Riders. These guys are pretty cool. Also doing proxies, didn't have 3 Pegasus Riders. And then 2 more Renegade Assassins. So looking forward to trying this out. I'm going to be playing either Infernal Dwarves or Hybrid Elves, but this is a pretty interesting list, and I'll go over more of it to what it does in the list description.
So the Dread Captain, who is an Obsidian Admiral, gets 5 attacks. He's got a 2-up, 5-up. He's got a Kingslayer Halberd, so he gets 6 attacks at Strength 5, AP 2, as soon as he touches another character. And then the Stormcloak is an item to the auxiliary book that gives Hard Target and MR2. And then my Freebooter is a Wizard Master with Shamanism, which is pretty cool. On an Oceanic Terror, which is kind of like a Mana Core, but a little bit, I guess it's a little bit more killy, to be honest. It's got D3 Stomps and it's Strength 6. And then they have Destiny's Call, Paired Weapons, Magical Heirloom, and a Rock. So nice and pretty defensive for a character floating around. And then my Dread Captain BSB pretty much just has a great weapon. The Chest of Enveloping Fog drops a Water Train feature, and then the Repeater Handbow is 2d6 shots. And then the Renegade Assassins are pretty much like the normal Dread Elf Assassin, where they're hidden and then they can pop out at the beginning of the turn. And then looking at my core here, I've got 25 Corsair Boarders, which are heavy armored Corsairs with the Sea Cloak still, that are scoring, which is nice, with paired weapons. They got a banner of speed for a little bit extra movement. I've got 2 units of Corsair Raiders that both have Vanguard and Handbows and Champions and Banners. Or sorry, one is a champion. And then the Banner of Tides is pretty cool. It gives them Feint Flight, so they can flee, try and rally and come back and still get a full move to shoot. And they're skirmishers with Hard Target, so that is also quite cool, a little bit harder to shoot. The Sea Wolves are a chaff unit, move 6, march 12. They got 2 strength 4 attacks, I think offensive 3 with poison attacks, so they can do a little bit of damage, but mostly they're chaff. The Dread Mariners are, I think I described them more like Judicators, but they're actually the profile for Sylvan Elf Rangers. Strength 5, AP 3 with a great weapon at 2 attacks. So not bad on offensive 5. They have Vanguard as well, champion musicians. The Salt Veterans are pretty unique profile. They can either be scoring or they can be light troops, and they are a unit that scouts. They also have Handbows, 2 attacks at Strength 4, AP 1, but then they get a Halberd. Or sorry, Strength 3, AP 1, but then they get a Halberd, so Strength 4, AP 2. The 3 Thunder Riders are the Pegasuses. They're kind of a support combat piece. They, have 2 attacks from the Riders when they charge, 2 attacks from the Pegasus, and then they have a banner that makes them cause fear, and units have to take a maximized fear test. The banner also makes it that they get to reroll 1s to wound in combat, And then anything else that's fighting the same combat with them also gets a reward. So very, very synergistic combat support piece. Then I only have two monsters. The Sea Fog Leviathan, instead of where you get the hard target and a bubble around it, it extends a rule that the book has called, I think, the Parting of the Mists, where everything has soft cover on the board, even friend and foe, and it extends it till turn 2. It also makes that any charges more than 12 inches away are minimized. So that kind of helps both keep your Dread Elves safe and also able to get into not too hard to get into combat. I mean, we do have some faster things, and we are. I have a lot of Vanguard in this. So I have 4 units that have Vanguard, or 5. The Thunder Riders also get a Vanguard. And let's just zoom in on the Avatar of Harang because it's a pretty interesting monster that does some pretty cool and unique things. I like it. So the Avatar of Harang, it's a large beast on a 50 by 75. It's got the Coastal Predator rule, which is great to give it that extra charge range. It's got Fear, Fearless, Omen of the Dread Fleet, Special Ambush out of Water Terrain features, Supernal, and Terrors of the Deep. Terrors of the Deep essentially the rule that helps regulate the amount of big monsters like this in the list. And it's got decent stats, Advanced 6, March 14, Discipline 9, 5 is pretty much everywhere else. 5 HP, 5 Defense, 5 Resilience, Armor 2, Aegis 5 up, Fortitude 5 up. Got lots of different things. It's Strength 5, AP 3, Hatred Against Non-Supernal, and then Toxic Scum. So the cool thing that this monster lets you do is you get to, after determining deployment, you may choose a single field, runes, or forest terrain feature, and it becomes a water terrain feature, which is excellent. The water is great for you. Everything in this list has Strider water. I'm not kidding. Everything, even the infantry. And then it has another rule, Toxic Scum, which is any unit engaged in the same combat, friend or foe, takes an agility 10, takes D6 plus 1 toxic hits, which is absolutely brutal. Like it's both scary because obviously you don't want to be receiving that as a Dreadnought player, but it's definitely very devastating to your enemy too. So you do have to be careful who you put in this monster into what, what kind of things go into combat with it. And then also you want to kind of make sure you're maximizing that and putting it in the right combat. So it's a pretty cool monster. I had a lot of fun playing with it, but let's talk about deployment and the map, and then we'll get back to the battle report. I thought it'd be fun to play a special scenario since we're playing a special supplement. I've played this, the one before comes from the scenario supplement, and it's a cool one called Hold the Line, where essentially I got to be the attacker in this game, and I'm trying to get my scoring units into the defender's deployment zone, and the defender is just staying in their deployment zone, essentially holding ground and trying to make sure they keep their scoring units alive. It makes for a very aggressive game, which I thought fit both the Dreadfleet supplement very well and made for some interesting results. So I'm looking forward to showing you all it is. I chose a map from the map pack that had a lot of water in it, the Shattered Bridge, and particularly because I did want to show off what the water is like for this army and how it can play to its advantages. So. It is an interesting map pack with the hill in the middle and the impassable terrain kind of a little bit off the hill. So I thought it'd be fun in that regards too.
All right, this is after turn pre-game Vanguards and special deployments. So we are playing the Hold the Line special scenario, in which I'm the attacker as the Dread Elf, trying to capture some slaves.
And I got some defense, baby.
And Maxwell's playing D over there. So basically, all the score units in Maxwell's side of the deployment field are giving him the objective right now. And it's my job to go kill those scoring units and get my scoring units on his side of the battlefield. So looking over the battle line, I have the Sea Dogs, the Corsair Raiders, the Oceanic Terror, Warlock Freebooter, big unit of Corsair Boarders with both Dread Captains in it, the Obsidian Admiral and the BSB, the Dread Mariners, another unit of Corsair Raiders, the Sea Fog Leviathan, the Thunder Raiders. That one's gonna take a long time to learn.
These names are crazy.
And then another unit of Dread Mariners and my Salt Veterans, who are scoring this game.
And Scout.
And Scout.
Score.
They're pretty cool.
Oh, man, so good.
And Maxwell, why don't you go over what you got going on?
Yeah, of course. So I got the Infernal engine. He has the rocket battery on top of him, so he's got some shooting. We have the Disciples of Lugar. These have great weapons on them, as well as the Icon of Asheruk. So they can turn off their flaming weapons and magic attacks and all
That's
that
nice.
as
That's
needed.
nice.
We have, from core, just flintlock axes. These guys are pretty basic, just with a standard and musician. We have 2 units of hobgoblins. These just have additional hand weapons and bows. We have another unit of Citadel Guard here. We have, kind of hiding behind the rock, is my Overlord. He is pretty kitted. He's got, his 2-up, 4-up. He's looking to shoot a little bit with his flintlock axe, and then ultimately get into combat and do some damage. We have the Titan. He also has a rocket battery on top of him, so he's also doing some shooting. We have the 2 volcano cannons, excuse me. These guys are doing a lot of shots, hopefully getting through some elves. And then lastly is my Prophet over here. He's got some magic. He's going to be doing occultism, running into things, shooting some breath weapons at people, hopefully doing a lot of damage with other stuff too.
All right, we got a fun game set up, and let's get in. We'll check in after Dread Elf turn 1. So the Dread Elves pushed up pretty much as much as they could. They dropped down a water feature right here, and this is another water feature that my Avatar of Harang put down, which is waiting in ambush along with 2 assassins. And we did a wound to the Prophet right there, which was nice with those repeater hand bows. We got Chilling Howl. We did an excellent magic phase. Got Chilling Howl off to affect pretty much everything but the Prophet in this kind of big 12-inch bubble. And we also bought a Totemic Summon up too. So yeah, picked a couple wounds here and there, but otherwise very solid start to the Dread Elves turn. So, Infernal Dwarves, turn 1 movement. A lot of things have turn to face. You either try and do some shooting. We've got the wizard being able to just barely see the Ocean Tear to be able to do some magic there. Bull moved up, and other than that, got a charge over there, and I believe a charge that was successful here. So, yeah, let's see what the shooting and magic does. So, wrapping up the end of the Infernal Dwarf shooting, Maxwell obliterated this Dread Marine unit, not just the champion, and killed the rogue assassin too.
Yeah.
Over here, also killed a couple guys and did 3 wounds to the Warlock with Touch of the Reaper, right?
That wasn't even Touch of the Reaper. Was it Touch? No, that was Mark for Doom.
Oh, Mark for Doom, that's right, yeah. These guys rallied. These guys kind of moving over that side. These guys rallied. They have faint flight, so they're going to shoot the bull. These guys failed to charge into this guy, but she made it and he made it. So we'll see how that goes. And then we're tying up these guys with the Pegasus, and then tying up that guy with the Totemic Beast.
Mm-hmm.
And a Dread Elves turn 2. We got some spicy combats. Killed one of the volcano cannons, the Totemic Summon. Did some shooting here, but didn't do any wounds. Got a couple of wounds through, but all armor saved and Aegis saved. Other than that, everything's rallied. Fought here, won, but these guys stuck. Almost got through the Titan in 1 round. Thankfully saved the 1 wound on 4 Aegis. Other than that, this is how we're looking. Some stuff's been going on, as Maxwell just said. These Dread Mariners got blown up by the tank. The Pegasuses were to get these guys to flee, but couldn't catch them. The Warlock Freebooter was able to kill the Titan. Took a couple more casualties to shooting. But other than that, we are going into Dread Elves turn 3.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Okay, end of Dread Elves turn 3. We very successful charge from the Avatar and the Pegasus. We lost 1 Pegasus to just 2 attacks on the champion, but we're able to really beat down those Citadel Guard. These guys passed their steadfast check. Good for them. And otherwise, in the magic phase, we had Break the Spirit on them, but they're dead. And we brought up another Totemic Summon just to be cheeky. I don't know.
BV.
Salt Veterans been over here, but they just could only do 1 wound. Tank, what can you do? And this is where we're at.
All right, Chaz, give us the breakdown.
All right, so this is Dreadnoughts turn 4. The Corsair Borders made it into the Lugard Prophet, so that's great.
Poor Prophet.
Should be able to take care of him. Hot shots here. Charge the, what is he, a Witch Doctor Vassal?
Yeah, Witch Doctor Vassal boy.
Conjurer.
Yeah, he ran through
So
it.
he's fleeing right now, so
Took
we'll
a
see where that
wound.
goes. Failed charge here, but brought the Totemic Summon in
In the butt.
and then rally over there. We'll see what goes on. Maybe you can fill all your DT.
This engine is gonna take some elves.
Yeah.
He's gonna take some wounds doing it
And
probably.
then the Warlock, Freebooter, is just kind of
Doing his thing.
doing what you can. Stay
Trying to
alive.
chose to face the bows
Yeah.
versus the guns.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I don't think this will go well, but
It could be rough. That
We'll
could
see.
be really rough.
should be fun.
Damn it,
this stopped being fun, Maxwell.
You gotta bring up the energy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Lost my Dread Captain Obsidian guy to
Volcanic Embrace.
shit dice.
Not gonna
Shit
oh,
dice.
Yeah. I saved.
Yeah, and you made so many saves, so many edges saves.
5 out of 6 4-ups. I
So
think that
these
was.
guys stuck, but obviously they're not in a great spot. So and that this whole unit's bringing up the rear too. So yeah, not great. But going into Dread Elf turn 5, and I guess we'll see what happens.
Doing its
So
thing,
yeah.
Shit happened.
So much shit going on. So this guy held up the tank for turn. Totem Beast died over here valiantly. Assassin went against the Lugar guy again and only got one wound through
Punked him.
and just went down. Went down
well.
like hotcakes.
well. You didn't even do a wound, actually. I saved it, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I only did one wound.
Yeah.
I hit 4 times. I only did one wound on a 4, and it's like so it's just
Streak, baby.
not going well. Nuisance too. He probably survived so many games.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Either-
usually he's the first thing to die.
Yeah, that's true. He's either chaff or not. So.
Like in the artillery line.
So this is Dread Elf's turn 6. We are just kind of going for it. We're, I guess, really just playing for the objective at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe mitigate the loss. So bringing the Warlock into here, bringing him into here, just trying to pick up points, and then bringing these guys in here, see if they can all take care of those. Citadel Guard. It's been a long, painful game. End of turn 6 for Dread Elves. Couldn't quite catch these guys, so I'm gonna lose my Warlock, but that's okay. We got this combat in the middle. These guys are sticking. It might be able to get on this turn. And then blocking the tank one more time, just hopefully that they don't get shot off. Maybe it'll be 1 scoring, but if those vassals rallying, could be a pretty good game.
Might be saucy.
So, end of game. Warlock died due to an impact hit. These guys did end up beating and running these down, but unfortunately scoring here, and the rocket battery on the tank did kill the 2 salt veterans. So I'm going to say,
Scoring unit left.
yeah, just
Entire
1
game.
scoring unit. I mean, I lost everything except this 1 unit right here.
Yep.
I got half points here, but you've got quite a bit, so it's at least like an 18-2 for you, I would say.
Yeah, probably.
So,
They got all the characters. Yeah. Good game, buddy.
good game, Max.
Let's go.
Very good.
As always.
Yeah, that was tough. It was looking okay, and then just not killing the cherry guy, that got me.
Oh my gosh.
Big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that definitely rolling those Aegis saves on him was a huge hold up for you.
Yeah. But fun game.
Yeah.
Fun
great
game.
And that wraps up the battle report. Thanks for watching. This was a lot of fun to play and record. And look for the Dread Elf supplement coming out on October 4th for more insight into all the rules in this new supplement book. And a special thanks to Maxwell, my good friend Mooks, for being a great player and a great sport. When I definitely lived into the assault of the sea life for a bit there towards the end of the battle report as things fell apart for me. But see you all soon with the new 9th Age battle report.